All right, so Mr. Trevino, your counsel has filed a motion to withdraw as your attorney. And counsel, you're saying there's a breakdown in communication?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is this breakdown, you're giving him advice and he doesn't want to follow it?
I think it's more than that, Your Honor. He has three misdemeanors as well. Judge Menace withdrew me on those cases and, I mean, when he tells me I'm dismissed, then I don't think we can.
All right, so here's the thing. You are in felony court. Today is your plea deadline date. As a defendant, people think their rights are, oh, I get to decide how this case is going to be tried. I get to decide strategy. I get to decide this and that. No, you do not. The only thing that you get to decide as someone who's accused of a crime is whether or not you're going to testify, whether or not you're going to accept a plea, whether or not you're going to the judge or jury for punishment, whether or not, as I previously stated, you're going to remain silent, which means you're not going to testify. You don't get to decide how the motions your attorney file. You don't get to decide how your attorney files your case. Do you understand? Or tries your case. Do you understand? So what I need to know from you, have you received an offer from the state? All right, so go back.
Yes.
All right, if you'll
received an offer.
If you'll retell them what the offer is, counselor, and then you need to let me know whether or not you're accepting that offer or not.
Accepting any.
All right, so you want a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'll hear your motion to withdraw, counsel. Court is calling 2023 CR 4277, State of Texas versus Christopher Martin Trevino. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Stephen Harkowitz.
All right, and are you Mr. Trevino?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, you filed a motion to withdraw. What is your reason for the motion to withdraw?
There's been a breakdown in the ability to communicate with Mr. Trevino to the point where, for example, yesterday I sent him some reminders. He didn't respond to them. When we were in misdemeanor court a few weeks ago, he told me I was dismissed. And I don't believe that we're going to be able to repair the attorney-client relationship to the point that I can effectively continue to represent Mr. Trevino. So I'm asking the court to withdraw me as his attorney and appoint him an attorney that perhaps he can have a better relationship with.
All right. Are you going to hire an attorney? Because that's what you'll need to do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Motion to withdraw is denied. I'm going to recall this for next week. You need to have an attorney hired. Do you understand? All right. We are going to recall this. Norma, can you recall this for February 15th? All right. You need to have an attorney at that time.
And this
You
is for the
understand?
deadline.
Hmm?
This is for the deadline still, or?
On February 15th, you will either have hired or retained an attorney, and that attorney will come in here on February 15th, or either this will be your attorney. Do you understand?
But I'm saying, did you do the jury trial yet? Or we're gonna wait till that attorney's
Oh, do
present?
you want to go to the jury trial with this attorney? Because we can arrange for a
that's what
jury
it's for.
trial today.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, they're going to come back on the 15th. And Mr. Trevino, and we're off the record, Mr. Trevino, if you do not communicate with your attorney, guess what?
I do communicate.
No, listen to me. If you do not communicate with your attorney and communicate with your attorney respectfully, guess what's going to end up happening? You're going to go to jury trial with an attorney that you have not communicated with respectfully and you have not talked to. Do you understand?
What
All
if
right.
it's the other way around, though, Judge?
Hmm?
What if it's the other way around? What if I'm the one trying to communicate and I'm
Oh.
not getting no response?
Oh, well, here we go. He's here right now. You're here.
I
You
already
all
tried
can
talking to him
talk.
outside. He didn't want to do anything I
Here's the
said.
thing. You're here right now. He's here. I'm sure he will speak to you. So just have a seat and he will speak with you. Okay? All right. You entered a plea to count one. You entered a plea of no contest to the offense of aggravated robbery. Punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The state is opposing your application for deferred adjudication. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, sir.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No,
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Any witnesses, state?
no,
Defense?
No, Your Honor. Only allocution.
All right. State you're opposed
yes.
and why?
Your Honor, it's mainly due to the defendant's criminal history. He does have 2 prior felonies, here in Barrett County. And he does have an extensive history out of the state in Louisiana. So it's mainly on criminal history, Judge.
All right. Defense?
May I present his allocution in writing? I've shown it to the prosecutor already.
And no objection, Judge.
All right. Yes, you may. And just give me a moment to read this.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Callahan?
Your Honor, there's a mental health factor in this case, and you can see that in the PSI. Draw your attention to page 9. I think he would profit, and so would society, if you would give him supervision. He's motivated because now he has a child. He changed his life. He's also pushing 40. That's another motivation. The victim in this case was not injured, was threatened, but not injured. And his property was returned to him. I asked the court to consider deferred adjudication with mixed supervision. In the alternative, I asked for 180 days in jail before the imposition of deferred adjudication. I think he would like to say a few words to the court himself.
All right. Would you like to speak? Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Name is Claudel Dwayne Kearney.
All right. Defense?
Okay, he narrates, Your Honor.
Yes, if there's no objection from the state. You may.
Your Honor, I know what I did wrong, and I'm terribly sorry for disrespecting the court by coming up in this place. And I recently lost 2 jobs, and I was hit by an 18-wheeler inside of an Uber, and that's how I lost both of my jobs. And I ventured off to go into the streets, and that was my intention was not to. This guy was my friend at first, and it wasn't my fault that I got hit by this 18-wheeler and lost both of my jobs. But I just want to say that if I could right my wrongs and to try to pay restitutions, and furthermore, I just recently found out I have a child, ma'am, and I came all the way from New Orleans just to try to find her, and I found her. And I deeply apologize, Ms. Boyd, if I know my record is bad, and I'm a good person. I come from a military family, and it's about accountability and holding myself accountable. If I'm wrong, I know what I did, but if I can fix it, man, I have one chance just to fix it. That's all I'm asking.
Anything further?
And recently my brother just passed away, who I stay with. He went to sleep and never woke back up. He had a heart attack. And my little cousin, I just missed both of their funerals, man. I'm sitting in this jailhouse, and I'm realizing how many people is passing away, and time does not stop when you come to a place like this. And I'm tired of my conscience is eating up at me for what I did wrong. But this the hand that I had chose, and this the bed that I chose to lay in. And if I can fix it with the victim and help him out as well to try to pay it forward, man, I will. And I will be sure to do that and try to. And also, I don't have the one to look after my child no more, man. My brother was there for her. He was a school teacher. And I come from a nice, beautiful family, man.
So because you come from a nice, beautiful family, why are you here?
I'm here.
No, I mean, why are you? Because I've looked at your criminal history. Why are you say you have a military family. You say you come from a good family. So I don't understand why you're making the choices that you're making in your life. Why are you making these choices? Because you had a choice.
Yes, man.
Buy your phone or take somebody else's phone. You chose to take somebody else's phone.
You know, the crazy part is I had a phone on me that day, ma'am. I had my own phone.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to figure out why you're making these choices.
It was a foolish mistake.
And how old are you?
I just turned 38, ma'am, November 15th.
Right, so there are no excuses. Like, what's the excuse for taking a phone and you say you already had a phone?
We had, me and Mr. Ted, we had got into it. And it was a foolish mistake. I should never did it.
No, it was a choice, not a mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm trying to figure out, why are you making these choices? You tell me you come from a good family. You have a military family. You now have a daughter in your life and you came all the way here to find your daughter. You find your daughter and then you're making these choices.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out why.
Okay. I had lost my job, both of them. I was working at Taco Bell in a Ford warehouse, ma'am. And me and my little brother, the one that recently passed away, got into it, and he put me out. And I really didn't have nowhere to go. I was on the streets, ma'am.
What about your sisters?
My sisters, I have 9 brothers and sisters. Once you do one person something wrong in my family, the entire family mad at me. And I didn't have nowhere to go, ma'am. And I went back to the streets, and that was the worst thing I should have never did in my life, man.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state judge.
All right, what are you requesting?
Nick Miles supervision, Your Honor, and deferred adjudication has, but in the alternative, 180 days in jail as a condition of deferred adjudication.
And state, what are you requesting?
We're opposed to the application for deferred adjudication. We're asking that it was a 10 opposed that you oppose that.
Okay. All right, probation.
Yes, Judge.
And this is just because I love to have more information than not information. This is not saying I'm going to rule one way or the other. Can you explain why DDRF is saying that he does not meet their targeted population? But according to the report I'm reading, it says in 2003, he was in DDRF.
Your Honor, those are reviewed on a yearly basis. So in 2003, he may have met, and now he does not. I'll look more into the case. Can I have a name, please?
It's Claudel Carney. All right, everyone have a seat. I'm gonna think about this.
May I address the court, Mom?
Yes,
It's 2022, 23, not
2003. All right. Thank you. All right, the attorneys on Claudel Carney.
Here, President.
All right. Counsel, I need to think about this some more and get some more information. So we're gonna recall it for 1:30 today.
Your Honor, may I have 1:30 tomorrow? I have a 2 o'clock.
The only reason why is because if I give him probation, it would have to be today.
Can I go 4 o'clock? May I have 4 o'clock?
No, because then that helps messes with the deputies.
Can I have 5 o'clock?
Oh, absolutely not. All right, if we can recall it for a different day, but everything's gonna be.
Tomorrow, Your Honor?
Let me see. Norma, can you bring Mr. Carney back? I understand. Not for tomorrow, but if we can bring him back next week. I can do Tuesday.
Tuesday.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we'll see you on Tuesday. That's the 13th.